Come here. Oh, look at you. Just so beautiful. I want to love myself as much as I love you. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Happy Easter if you celebrate Easter. I know in an hour from now, me and my family are going to do our Easter egg hunt, which is very exciting. There's going to be a lot of kids in my house that are overwhelmed with how much chocolate they've eaten, how much sugar they've had. And so, today I just got out of bed, so I apologize for the hair, but I really wanted to talk about the concept of toxic achievement and how this can potentially slow down our healing if we're engaging in it. So, let's get into it. There's nothing wrong with achievement. We all need to achieve things in our lives. We all have goals that we want to do, that we want to accomplish. And, achievement can do two great things. It can improve our mood, and it can also give us a sense of mastery or confidence. And we all want this. But I find for a lot of people with neuroplastic pain or mind-body concerns, achievement becomes toxic. And how achievement becomes toxic is it's driven by fear. So basically we get in this place where we're putting pressure on ourselves, we're being critical of ourselves, we're really intensely trying to achieve things, and we start to deny our own needs. And for all these reasons, you can see why toxic achievement can actually trigger and perpetuate neuroplastic pain and mind-body concerns. And I'm no different. I know from a young age, I learned this in school, because when I was in elementary school, I really didn't care about the schoolwork. I don't know if many kids in elementary really care, but I didn't. And as a result, I didn't get great grades. There was, a lot of serious conversations happening at parent-teacher conferences. And eventually, when I got to junior high, I remember I tried really hard on a few projects, and I got this burst of praise from my teachers. And all of a sudden, I realized and made this connection in my little junior high brain that I was more worthy if I achieved things. Now, of course, that's not true, but that's the message that I took from that. And then I started to strive to achieve things, not because it was what I actually wanted, but out of fear that I wouldn't be worthy otherwise. And I think our society, unfortunately, is really built in this way, that it causes people to achieve things even at the cost of their own needs, just because, there's this sense that it will make us more worthy. And the thing is, I've achieved lots of great things in my life, and it never made me feel more worthy at the end of it. Even in university, I've talked about this a lot. When my neuroplastic symptoms started, I was just driving forward to be the absolute best, to get the best grades, to make sure I could get into the best graduate program. And when I got there, I didn't feel any more worthy. I felt like I just had to keep pushing forward. And so that's toxic achievement. And if we get caught in this, and even for myself now, I can drift back into this, it will start to increase my neuroplastic pain all of a sudden. Most of the time I don't have pain, but if I start to put enough pressure on myself, I get into this toxic achievement, that's where I'm really susceptible to having one of my old pain symptoms coming back. And to really question this about yourself, question the way you achieve, is it toxic? Because it gives us a sense of the work we need to do. Now, the answer isn't to not achieve. I think we get lost in this sometimes. And I've tried to do this. I was like, okay, this is a really toxic way I'm living life. I'm just going to try and not achieve things and hang out. And that's not the answer, because we all have goals we want to reach. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have things in my career, in my family life, with my hobbies that I want to achieve and that are important to me. But the difference is now I know what's important to me. And this is a really important question to ask yourself is, do I actually want to achieve this? Is it actually authentically what I want? And start asking yourself this, because there are times in my life where I was striving to achieve something when I really actually didn't care about it. And if you want to build up rage and anger and resentment inside, it's when we're trying to achieve things that we actually don't really care about. We're just doing it for the societal standard. Now, there's always things that we're going to have to achieve in life that we don't actually care about. That's just part of being an adult, but we can limit this. And I try to make goals, things that I actually care about. Like this channel, I care a lot about it. I get lots of comments like every week, telling me how useful the content is. And it's really important that I provide free content. I think that's something that, is important for my value system. And so as a result, I put a lot of work into this. Hence, I'm doing this before my Easter egg hunt because I care about this. And so really start asking yourself, is what you're trying to achieve actually authentically what you want? And this is a starting place. Now, the next thing that we need to shift when we're starting to achieve is, instead of being driven by fear, we need to have it be driven by love and compassion and passion for something. I know I've heard Kristin Neff, I was reading one of her books the other day, and she talked about the difference between trying to reach our goals out of a sense of fear or out of a sense of love. And, the actions can look very similar, but internally it's very different. And I've experienced this. When I'm starting to move towards my goals now, I really try to emphasize, encouragement. Like, let's encourage myself forward. Every little win I have along the way, I'm taking a moment to be proud of myself and then encouraging myself forward. And that's love. That's moving yourself forward with love and compassion. Before, it would just be pressure and criticism. Now, this is going to feel pretty uncomfortable at first when you're doing this, but just practice it. Practice for a day or two, really trying to encourage yourself forward towards things. And remind yourself why you're doing it. Even for this channel, sometimes it's a lot of work. Sometimes, it can be a hassle dealing with all, the technical stuff. And I'm not a very techie guy. But at the end of the day, I remind myself, this is something that's really important to me and that I really want to do. And that's it. There's a passion there that I want it to be driven by, instead of a sense of fear. So I hope this video is helpful. Don't eat too much chocolate today if you're celebrating Easter. And I'll see you all next time. Take care.